Well, good morning, magandang umaga, and welcome to today's episode of My PI Dream. Working a little bit in the backyard this morning, before the first of the year. Some resolutions coming up. I'm wondering what those resolutions are going to be. And I'm sure you have resolutions of your own of what you want to accomplish in the big 2020 upcoming. This morning, again, I'm doing a little bit of watering. Remember, we put all these plants down back here along the perimeter fence. I want to make sure that the roots are able to adapt well and the plants start thriving back here. Also, at the beginning of today's episode, I'm going to show you some project that I've been working on in the last couple days to complement this portion of the fence line out here. Plus, we're going to take a trip this morning. We're going to take a trip to a plant nursery and pick up some rice hulls, which we'll be using back here as like a mulch and a bedding for all the plants around the backyard, and whatever else comes up today. So let's go ahead and get today started. Now, without further delay, let's get today's video underway. Before we continue today's episode, I just have to mention this is what makes the Philippines so special. 365 days of growing season. You have green all around. Nothing ever seems to die around here or go into a dormant state like you do in North America, and where the trees, they shed all their leaves, although some of the trees shed their leaves here, like the mahogany trees that make a big mess, but everything else is growing all year round. You have bananas, you have calamansi, you have vegetables, you have everything is growing. It's so beautiful here 365 days out of the year. Now, you could see from the videos earlier, the little capture, we have a little bit of everything going on. My favorite lemon tree is just doing marvelous. You can see the apple guava, you can see the bananas, and let's talk about the bananas just a little bit. The bananas that I showed, we already took all the Lakatan bananas, we devoured them. We ate plenty, we froze some, and we gave some to some of our friends and family. They did great so far, and I don't know if you can see over my shoulder, but the big one that was that had all those bananas, we cut that down to allow for the next banana plant to start growing some more bananas on that, basically the mother trees starting other little baby trees. Now, on the other side, I don't know if you saw, well, you probably did, because that was part of the intro this morning, the other bananas that are growing. I don't think those are Lakatan. We had some visitors last night. Our guests, Emily and Dave, remember they have the farm down in Rosario. Now, Emily said to me, I don't think that's Lakatan. She said, I think that's Cavendish, which is a very desirable banana here in the Philippines. Well, we'll see. We'll wait till it matures and then we'll eat it. We'll let her examine it to see what her opinion is on that as well. So anyway, what today is going to be about, like I said earlier, is I want to show you a little bit what I've worked on over the last few days, and then we're going to take a trip. We're going to go into Padre Garcia, and we're going to go after some bedding material, basically some mulch. We need some more mulch for this area back here. We want to cover that up to inhibit the growth of weeds, to inhibit the growth of some grass that might be left over from when we pulled the grass out, and also to keep moisture down in the ground for those plants to thrive over there as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at what I worked on for the last few days. Now, as you remember from last week, this side of the yard, which is the backyard, the north side, we started out putting this bedding down, the plants and the shrubs, the Buddha bamboo over here, eugenias, the palms, and all the small bedding material that's going along the bottom. Well, what I did over the last few days, I continued this. And I continued it over on the east side. Now the east side has a lot of similar plants, but I added a couple other things inside here that we don't have on the north side. So this is starting to shape up over here as well. And I decided to go ahead and include this little island that goes out around the jackfruit tree over here and add a little bit of complement to the base of this right here. So as you can see, we are slowly moving around the entire yard. So the object is to go all the way around and then go over behind the Baje Cubo, and the Baje Cubo stop at the service entrance over here and then continue over here to do a small section on the retaining wall. Now, one of the objectives for today is to go get some more of this rice hull. You see this rice hull right here? This is what it's kind of the leftover when they get done with collecting all the rice and they knock all these pieces off. And instead of throwing these away, they have a couple of uses for this that work really well. You can actually use this and plant new seedlings directly inside this, and that's why a lot of the plant nurseries do. They plant it right inside here, and it acts something like peat, and it's something that retains moisture, and it's a very quick growing for little seedlings. If you take a little cutting off of a plant and you want it to start a new seedling, they use this right here. It also works great as mulch right here to help retain moisture inside the ground, as well as an inhibitor for grass and weeds and things like that as well. They also take this and they burn this, and when they burn this, they make what's called carbonized rice hull. And the carbonized rice hull, it looks like a black ashy stuff. I don't have any right now, but we've talked about it in previous episodes. And you can mix it with the soil composition and enrich your soil if you have soil that is not so healthy for your plant roots, and it will add nutrients along with the existing soil to make it stronger. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but the raised bed garden is becoming crazy with growth. Now this is basil. This is wild basil that I found across the street. It was just growing, and if you take it and you put it on your hands and you smell it, you can really, it's a very strong aroma of the basil. And you can use this to cook with green just like this, or you can take this and you can just clip off each one of the sections of the leaves right here. You can put it in the oven, heat it up, and then wait till these turn brown and then crumble them up. And you can see the carrots. I planted some carrots from seed over there. The carrots are doing great. Green onions from seed, they're doing great. This right over here is lemongrass. I got that last night. Dave and Emily from the farm down in Rosario, they came and they brought us some lemongrass. That's actually in a container because I don't want it to spread too far, but we'll grow that. We'll clip it off. We'll cook some soups with it. We'll do things what you do with lemongrass. We'll be using that. I have a couple pieces. I put some inside this little pot over here as well. And it's also good to repel mosquitoes, just like citronella does. Now, another one of the objectives I kind of want to get to today, if I can get this guy out of the way so I can work on it. These are red palms behind me, and they're very desirable here in the Philippines. When they get to about this size, they're actually very expensive if you go to the plant nurseries. And why are they called red palms? Well, I'll show you. Now, if I can get Hot Pone out of the way a little bit right here, if you look at the base of the red palm, the trunk is actually red. And these will grow huge. These will probably grow maybe 25, 30 feet tall. They get really big, and they have a beautiful red stem on all of the trunks on here. And what I found out last night from Emily, because I said, I need more of these. I need more of these for the backyard. And Emily said, why get more? Because you are making more. Down here, this is actually making some seedlings down here. She said right now is the time of year. She said this time in December is when you want to separate some of these base pieces right here and put them in a planter, set them aside somewhere, or actually put them in the ground, and you can actually propagate your red palm, which again are very expensive, but they're very slow growing because this plant is 2 years old, and when I planted it in here, it was about half the size right here. So that's how much it has grown in 2 years. I think you probably saw in earlier videos, we got these in Laguna, in Calamba Laguna. That's where we got these. I have 4. Remember, we had all 4 and they were all the same size. This one's done the best here. This one was doing good until one of the puppies from Mary and Hapone, when they were here, and one of the puppies just chewed off all of the leaves, and I didn't think this was going to come back. But it also has some little baby seedlings here as well. But I don't know why it's not doing nearly as well as the other ones. But we'll just continue to monitor that. Now, a quick tip of the day before we go off and try to find some more rice hull. Hopefully the plant nursery is open today, this close to the New Year's. But the tip of the day is when you're doing your new garden of plants, your shrubs, your flowers, however you want to call this, what you want to do, and it's really not the main rule of thumb, but it's a good rule of thumb to go by, is you want to tier. You want to do a tier level. You want lower plants in the front, and you want to get higher plants as you go towards the back. So the back is like your showcase plants, and they are a backdrop for the lower plants in the front. You don't want the front plants to cover up the plants in the back. Also, you might say to yourself, wow, your spacing is really wide here. Well, it really isn't. You have to have some foresight. You have to have a strategy, because these plants are going to grow. You need to realize that they're going to grow. You can still add some more of the bedding plants around here. That won't hurt, and these will multiply. They'll actually start getting wider, and these will fill in as time goes around. But something like these palms right here, I want to give you an example. You see the spacing on these plants right here, these plants and the Eugenia. Well, let's go take a look on the outside. We set plants in the outside of our fence exactly the same height right here. You see how low it is from the bottom of the fence line right here. And you have to anticipate the growth of these. Let's go look at the ones outside and see where they are now. Now let's take a look at those same palms, the exact same palms from 1 year ago. So you can see the palms have grown twice that size, and this is about their average size. They won't get much bigger than this right here, and this is the way they'll stay. Of course, we have, instead of the Eugenia, we have the foxtail palm, or what they call the Hawaiian palm, is what we have here. Now these will grow huge. You see how big this coconut tree is here? Well, they will go to the height, almost the height of that coconut tree, when all of these along the sidewalk are fully grown. And that takes maybe 10 or 15 years. But you can see those in the back. That's why I have the spacing like they do, because they will fill in nicely. And you can barely see the little complementary bushes that we have here that have the flowers inside there. Now these could use a little trimming. Some of these brown leaves, they could be trimmed, and you will see nothing but very lush plants. Like we have more down on this end. The reason those are a little bit brown, they're not getting as much water. They could actually be watered more. Now we have more shade down here, and with the shade, these stay greener on the front of the house, which is the southern side of the house here. Okay, let's go see if Ness is ready. Let's head into Padre Garcia and see if we can go get some of the rice hull to use for the mulch for the bedding. All right, time for a road trip. Let's head on into Padre Garcia and see if we can get some of that rice hull mulch that we can use for the garden. Ready?
Yes.
All right. Okay, we have arrived at our destination, and we're already getting the back of the truck filled with the rice hulls. I'm going to pick up 10 bags because there's some plants I want to get as well. I need 15 bags. But if I put 15 bags inside there, there's going to be zero room for anything else. So, by the way, the name of this is Three Kings. Three Kings Plant Nursery. And this is here in Padre Garcia. It's on the road, like if you are going south of Padre Garcia and you're heading towards San Juan. And it's right on the left as you're leaving Padre Garcia, the main part. So we're going to go and we're going to look at some of the plants that they have in the nursery today. Now here at Three Kings, they have a little bit of everything from small bedding plants to large trees already set up inside some of the bigger containers here. We'll take a look at some of the items that they have. It's a huge area, so we'll cover. Now if you are into Eugenias, this is the place to come for the eugenias. And they even have sculptured eugenias inside here. So you can see these have already been manicured and they've been trimmed down for ornamental bushes, or they have the full bush, or they have on the other side, which we'll go later on, we'll go into the other side. You'll see they have the round ones like we put in the backyard at Villa Feliz. Now, this is something I'm really interested in, but they're usually really expensive. I'm not sure what the prices are here. These are yellow palms right here. We have two in my garden in the front yard by the big coconut tree, and I want to put some along the back. We'll ask them what the prices are, but I have a feeling these are going to be prohibitive for us today. Now, something I love about this nursery right here, if you travel in between some of the plants here, you might find a plant that's not out amongst the rest of the plants. Something similar to this one right here, or something with a flower like this one right here. You might find these that are not amongst the rest of the plants out there, and you just ask the folks here what the pricing are, and they know exactly, or they call up the owner and they will give you the pricing of the plants and the shrubs that they have in their nursery. Want to plant a Christmas pine in your yard? They have them here. Now that's over there where the office is. On the south side of the property, it's kind of divided. There's a road that goes down the center here. And on this side, they have a lot more plants as well. And these are the eugenias I was telling you over here that are a little bit more round, sculptured. They have a lot of it here. They also have, you see the big palms that they have in the back section over there. They have some of the larger shrubs over in this area as well. And they have some odds and ends over here. I bought several plants over in this area. Now, I got a few of these really neat palms over here that I put on Baje Cubo Island, and it's these palms right here. They're smaller than this one. This is a pretty big one right here. This is a champagne palm, and champagne palm will end up growing maybe 6 or 7 feet when it gets fully matured. Well, just like I said, these weren't here last time. These were kind of hidden back here. These are some champagne. These are some champagne palms that I did not see. So I'm going to go ahead and get 4 of these because I have a great spot for these near the service entrance. It's kind of funny. If you say, can you fit these inside your truck? The answer is always going to be yes. No matter what, they're going to fit the product inside your vehicle. All right, all packed and ready to head back to Villa Feliz, but before we leave Three Kings, right next to it, we hear there is a Japanese restaurant. They serve Japanese kind of food. We're gonna find out. Maybe, we don't know. But they said it was masarap, which means tasty. It's gonna be yummy. So we're gonna try. We're gonna try that now, and then we'll head back to Villa Feliz after we have lunch. All right, well, this is looking good. One good thing is they have these Japanese lanterns here, and they have Japanese words like sukiyaki and yakiniku, and they say Japanese dish. And the most important thing, it says, yes, we are open. So we're gonna check this place out. Now, for those of you who might not know, tamago is the Japanese word for egg. And you're probably saying, James, how do you know? Do you speak Japanese? And I'm like, no, but Ness does. Ness lived in Japan for 15 years, so she speaks it fluently. But yeah, that's what the name is all about. Well, anyway, that's it for our dining experience here at Tamago. And I got to tell you, Oishi?
Oishi!
Oh, two thumbs up. Now, our friends Dave and Emily, they pass by this place all the time, and they are fanatics for Japanese food. Dave and Emily, Dave, I know you're watching this. What you have to do is you have to rewind this and go back, and you have to show Emily this place. We'll all come here together. They have, the sukiyaki. They have the sukiyaki here. And the sukiyaki, I think for four people, $299 pesos. And I will tell you, we had the tempura, and everything that you saw on our table today, and it was how much? 440 pesos. Everything. Now I got to tell you, if you are even from the Lipa area, especially if you are from Lipa South, and you don't want to drive through any of that traffic going into SM or any of the other restaurants here, and you are on our side of town, what you want to do is you want to stop by this place right here. It is worth the drive from Lipa, driving all the way down here for this really good, authentic Japanese food. And the history, let me tell you a little bit of the history. The history is, this is owned by a partnership. It's three Filipino partners. One of them was a chef over in Japan, and he came back and what he did was he taught other chefs here. And how many stores do they have? They have like 3 stores also? I don't know. But this one you don't want to pass up. So anyway, we're gonna head out of here. If you are in mood for Japanese cuisine, you got to find this place. It's like in the middle of nowhere. That's what's so great about this. Okay, right next to Three Kings. All right, well, that's it for our trip down to the plant nursery here at Three Kings, and also to the wonderful Japanese restaurant that we just had lunch at. We're gonna head back to Villa Feliz. I gotta unload all this, put it in the backyard. We are not going to work anymore today because it's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon right now, and this will be, we'll see, tomorrow is New Year's Eve.
Yep.
I might start some stuff tomorrow, or I might wait until after the New Year. I don't know.
You should rest.
Maybe I should rest, and my resolution should be starting January to start working on and finishing up this planting in the backyard. So let's head back to the house, unload everything, and then we'll close for today, hopefully with some wise thoughts. All right, back here at Villa Feliz, time to unload everything from the back of the truck. The bags of the rice hull I will put down today. The rest of the plants that we have here, which are going to go on the interior portion of this wall by the surface entrance, we'll set that aside for another day. It's just too much work to do this afternoon. So let me go ahead and get this unloaded, get the rice hull done, and I'm going to relax for the rest of the evening. Well, I think we can say mission accomplished. I got all the mulch in, the rice hull mulch in all the way around the yard. Things are looking nice. Oh, I hear the pump on, so it must mean the sprinkler system is on in the front yard, because we're not getting wet back here. Which, look how nice this is. My gardener came in this afternoon, and he helped a little bit with getting everything nice and level. While he did that, I actually worked on cutting the yard. The grass got cut today. So the entire area back here is done. And if you look, we still have stuff for after New Year's. I'm gonna wait. These are gonna just sit here, and these are regular the decorative palms that we have already inside the yard over here. I have some of the golden palms. These are the ones that I have in the front. I went ahead and got them. I think you saw in the back of the truck. I could not resist. They gave me a great price. They called up the owner, and the owner gave me, since we've been buying so much stuff from him, he gave us a great price on these. And we have the champagne. I went ahead and got some more champagne. So we got the champagne palms and the golden palms, and we're going to put those over here. And these will start on January 2nd. That's when I plan. That's when everybody kind of comes back to work here in the Philippines. So we'll cut out this area right here, and we'll go ahead and do the placement of the palms. I don't have any of the bedding stuff. We'll get that later. We'll have it all prepared. So that's the plans for after the new year. Now, I know I said when I was going to conclude today's episode, I was going to give you some words of wisdom. But with age comes wisdom, but with age also comes forgetfulness. So I kind of forgot what the wisdom was that I was going to pass on today. But I do know we had a great day. Some great tips. I showed you a great place to go shopping for some landscaping, plants and shrubs and things like that. And I also gave you a great tip on a place I didn't even know existed, the Japanese restaurant that was right next to the Three Kings. So we got all of that in one day's episode. That's great. So I hope that many of you will have the opportunity to stop by that restaurant, because the food was literally 2 thumbs up. It was really that good. Now, before I close again for today, Nessa's kind of taking a nap on the inside, so she's not here with me for the close. But what I want to express is, I want to express both of our warmest thanks to all of you who have been sending all the Christmas greetings and all the Happy New Year's greetings as well. We see those in all the comment section, in the emails, and on the Facebook. If we don't send anything back at a time, it's because there's literally hundreds of those, and we thank you from the bottom of our heart, because you are just like family to us here on the channel, and you help us get through the day-to-day projects that we're doing here as well. Well, anyway, I don't know what we have scheduled for the channel for New Year's, but I do know we have some guests coming over. You remember David and Emily are coming over for New Year's, and I think we're going to do some kind of a Japanese kind of a meal or something like that. I think there's a lot of Japanese food that's going to be on New Year's Eve. We're going to have a traditional Japanese kind of a dinner on New Year's Eve here in the Philippines, and what we'll try to include you with us on that as well. So that's it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy today's episode, please give me a thumbs up. Please share, and if you have not subscribed, just click on that little My PI Dream heart in the bottom right hand side of your screen. You'll be subscribed, and you'll be notified the next time I upload a new video. So until such time, you have a wonderful and blessed holiday. If you enjoyed today's episode and you would like to see more just like these, just click on one of the helpful links over to your right, and you might be able to pick up on some good information on DIY projects, how to, or if you are interested in moving to the Philippines and building, you'll find answers there as well.